evening and welcome to the main news today, the 26th of October 2025. To present the main news, my name is Trace Mwansa. A look at the top stories making headlines. President HICHILEMA urges unity in diversity at UCZ Diamond Jubilee. And teen dies after suspected accidental poisoning in NAKONDE district. Student Union urges youths to register as voters ahead of the 2026 polls. And CHIPANGALI Council Chairperson criticizes government's treatment on opposition calls for change. And sports news, FAS President challenges Power and ZESCO to aim higher after CAF qualifications. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has called on Zambians to celebrate linguistic and cultural diversity rather than allowing it to cause division, emphasizing that all people are created in the image of God. The head of state commended the United Church of Zambia, UCZ, for promoting strong moral values among members and pledged continued government collaboration with the church to enhance national development and improve citizens' livelihood. He made the remarks in Kabwe on Sunday afternoon when he graced the UCZ Diamond Jubilee celebrations.
Action, unity in diversity, as Bishop Chulu has preached. Let's respect God is diversity. Unity in diversity, in the church, uses the church, in other churches, in our country, all our communities. God makes us differently in his own wisdom. Different heights, different features, but all made in the image of God. Isn't that beautiful? Twisting our tongues differently, speaking different languages should never be a source of divisions. Actually, should be more of deepening our faith in God and his diversity, endowed in us in the manner we speak our languages. All of our languages in some way are one. They are meant to communicate to one another so we can do things, including praising God, more effectively. Look at how great God is. God is good, and all the time. Let me say a few things about this government's appreciation for the church. Our government acknowledges the UCZ's vital role in building the moral fiber of our nation. I was whispering to Bishop Chulu in the tent out there when we came in that the family raises children. This primary unit, the family. Next, yes, the broader community, but next is the church. The church raises our communities, our children, and then we build decent members of our country, our citizenry, through the family, through the church. Thank you, UCZ and other churches, for playing that role in molding our citizens. Thank you.
An 18-year-old boy of Katozi village in Chief Waitwika's area of Nakonde district has died in a suspected case of accidental poisoning after reportedly inhaling and ingesting a zinc-based pesticide while treating maize grains at home. Mochinga Province Police Commissioner Dennis Mola has confirmed the incident, saying no foul play is suspected as investigations into the matter continue. CHIPANGALI Council Chairperson Maxon Nkoma says Zambians lack the true meaning of freedom despite the country clocking 61 years of independence. He alleges that this is due to the increase on impression of some members of opposition parties by the government, which will force citizens to change the government in the coming elections. Mr. Nkoma was speaking during the independence celebrations in CHIPANGALI district of Eastern Province on Saturday.
Utenga watu walero nwakuti tili pa chisangalalo cha independence koma ufulu wene kulibe. aliyense wakambako mgwireni, aliyense waimbako kanyimbo mgwireni, ali apa amfumu akambeko gwirani, ayetimana akambeko gwirani, MP akambeko gwirani. Pali ufulu apo. Boma yo gwira wantu tingaisunge, ingasunge wantu. Mulimi akatapereke chimanga kwe FRA minyezi 6 salutenga ndalama. Ni ufulu uyo. Ni ufulu ngasimtenga ndalama zanu. Ni ufulu liti. Musungwana kataka mbeko chabe pang'ono pa wireless kuti apa sisi luyenda bwino wamanga kujere. Ni ufulu uyo. Muzibambo akatakosomoleko chabe ungonenako chabe kuti kofataleza ubwera liti ati mangeni. Ni ufulu uyo. So pamene tikumana tere tizikumbusana tizuzana zinthu zene ulingana na ziko yathu komwe irupita kuti chifukwa ngati maufulu yaluponderezedwa ndiye kuti wanthu sangakhale pa chisangalalo yayi.
Student unions from 5 higher learning institutions have called on Zambians, especially the youth, to take part in the ongoing voter registration exercise ahead of the 2026 general elections. Speaking during a joint press briefing in Lusaka, Copperbelt University Students' Union President Lloyd Nsonga said young people hold the power to shape the country's future through active participation in the democratic process. And University of Zambia Students' Union President Mwanto Kabaso has urged students across the country to register in large numbers, stressing that youth voices are vital in national decision-making.
That you are living in. You won't defend a sustainable Zambia that you dream about. It's practically impossible. We need to ensure that we keep on the trajectory we're moving at to see to reach Zambia becomes a self-sustainable economy.
So, as the president of the Copperbelt University, I'm here to encourage all the students of the Copperbelt University that take a chance and register to vote and indicate the polling station, the Copperbelt University. I wish to appeal to all higher learning institutions, all the students across the nation, to take this bold step and register to vote, because it's everyone's right and choice to register to vote and to vote for the right or the correct leadership.
That everything that we want, everything that we want to see will be done. If at all, we get to participate in registering as voters and vote for a leader who will be there for all the students, all the youths across the nation.
We are the next engineers, doctors, entrepreneurs, and policymakers of this great nation. But our influence does not wait until we graduate. It starts the moment that we register to vote. That small and simple act is our first and powerful tool. It gives us the direct voice of choosing the leadership that will shape our future in education, policy, and job creations. It's our chance to ensure our interests are represented and our aspirations are heard.
We love to acknowledge these achievements. We must also understand our role as citizens, particularly as young people. The power to protect and sustain this development lies in our hands, and that is the power to vote. If we'd love to defend the developments that are happening, and if we'd love to see a few challenges that we are obviously always addressing, among them coming from an institution that also has quite a number of students with, who are differently abled, talking of less infrastructure, and also talking of issues to do with the limited number of sign language interpreters, the lacking of an imposer, and the rest. If we'd love to see solutions to this, it is our call as citizens to exercise our civil right.
Here is our editorial comment for today, Sunday, 2025. 26th of October. Stay tuned.
Your opinion segment. Glad to have you join us on this marathon. It is exactly 201 days left before Parliament is officially dissolved on the 15th of May 2026, signaling the official commencement of campaigns. That aside for now, our focus of attention is to analyze how President Hakainde Hichilema is likely to win the 2026 general elections and how majority of his MPs in UPND will lose their seats. President Hakainde Hichilema came to power with a sweeping victory in 2021, which the once mighty PF never saw coming as they were blindfolded with power. For the purposes of our editorial opinion, here are some of the factors which, as an editorial team, gathered and point to the fact that the incumbent will retain the presidency. Number one on the list is that of a disjointed opposition force. While it is said that citizens are the sole opposition in a modern democracy like Zambia, this fact cannot be disputed, but it also goes along with a preferred option to who is being challenged. Since 2021, opposition alliances have been formed, namely the United Kwacha Alliance and Tonse Alliance, which have all been rocked with leadership wrangles as to who should take the driver's seat to unseat the UPND administration. Hence, this weak coordination gives the current president a 1 kilometer advantage or lead even before the race begins. The second factor is that HH still maintains a significant portion of the 2021 1 million votes lead. While it is a well-known fact that people have continued to express their displeasure at President Hakainde Hichilema's failure to remove a thorny issue in people's flesh, namely load shedding, high cost of meal, lowering the exchange rate as promised by him that it will be done by 14 hours. However, the president still maintains a large portion of faithfuls who still believe in him and are likely to give him another chance. Number 3 on the list is that of no strong wind of change at presidential level, but at parliamentary level going down. Opinion polls have continued to show that people do not have an issue in maintaining the presidency, but heavily want to kick out their parliamentarians whom they accuse of gross incompetence and failure. This can be verified as the head of state himself confirmed having received such information. Finally, President Hakainde Hichilema's overall 2026 victory is likely to be centered on Generation Z, or simply put, Gen Z, or young people's vote, who make the majority of the voters' roll. Further opinion polls have shown that young people still have faith and belief in President Hichilema's pro-youth policies. For example, after coming to power in 2021, HH has employed thousands of young people who are in education, health, defense and security, among other sectors, at a time when majority of youth had lost hope in securing a government job. This loss of faith in getting employed in government was largely centered on perceived corruption and nepotism-based recruitment by previous regimes, a situation which changed under President Hichilema. Look out for a second and final edition of this series focusing on how a lot of MPs will lose next year. That's your editorial opinion.
A gruesome discovery was made in Chipata District, Eastern Province, where the body of Layford Piri, a 33-year-old man, was found in the bush area of Vobi Road.
Hi, and
Piri
welcome
was
to our new
reported
episodes
missing
of
on
Muvi
October
Television.
20th, 2025, was identified as the brother of Francis Piri, a teacher at Fenide Secondary School. According to police reports, Piri was last seen on October 18, 2025, riding his unregistered Gatoma motor bicycle valued at 26,000 kwacha. After being hired by a unknown customer to attend a wedding in Mapenzi area, the body was discovered in a semi-decomposed state with deep cuts on the back of the skull and neck, suggesting foul play. Eastern Province Police Commanding Officer Robertson Mwemba says police suspects that the murder might be linked to robbery as the motorcycle is missing. Mr. Mwemba has disclosed that investigations are ongoing and a case docket has been opened. No arrests have been made yet. Chasefu Town Council in Eastern Province has reaffirmed its commitment to inclusive water sanitation and hygiene development, paying tribute to God's Children Blessing Foundation for its continued support and advocacy in the sector. Council Water and Sanitation Engineer Castor Tembo revealed that the district has achieved 71% sanitation coverage, with Chief Pika Maraza area declared open defecation free in 2023, while similar efforts are now underway in Chief Magodi's area. Mr. Tembo, however, noted that water coverage in Chasefu remains critically low at 25%, the lowest in Eastern Province, but said the council, with support from partners such as World Vision and God's Children Blessing, it is working to expand access through borehole drilling and other interventions. He further highlighted that the council has adopted an inclusive watch approach that prioritizes women, children, and persons with disabilities in the project planning and implementation, aligning all initiatives with government's procedures and the Constituency Development Fund CDF framework.
Our water coverage is at 25%, meaning we still have a long way to go. So we still lobby for support, for donors, so that we can improve our water coverage, which will also improve the sanitation status and also reduce on the water-related diseases that may arise because of not having clean and safe water. God Children Blessing is a game changer because they also remind us on things that we are not doing, so that we also remember that we are not everyone is able-bodied, but we are living with people with disability. We have pupils, girl children which are supposed to be in school, and we have to consider when doing this project is if at school we are supposed to be a washroom as for menstrual hygiene for our girls, and this reminder it's good, and it has come at a good time when government has even increased more the CDF, so that all the projects that we are doing, we have to make sure that social inclusion is there.
Governance and Development Advocates Zambia has appealed to all stakeholders not to politicize the ongoing constitutional amendment process, describing it as a national undertaking that deserves collective support. GODAZA Executive Director Elias Mlenga said the process currently considering Bill 7 is being guided by a technical team engaging citizens across the country to ensure the proposed amendments reflects the aspirations of the Zambian people. Mr. Mlenga also called for improved conditions of service for councillors and mayors, the inclusion of National Day of Prayer and Fasting in the Constitution, and greater citizen participation through consultations with community and faith-based leaders to ensure an inclusive and widely accepted outcome. On that item, we take a break. Stay tuned.
It's time to register. The Electoral Commission of Zambia will be conducting mass voter registration across the country from the 13th of October to the 11th of November 2025. If you are 18 years and above, a Zambian citizen and in possession of a Green National Registration Card, NRC, you qualify to register. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. During this registration period, ECZ will be providing the following services: new registrations, replacement of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open throughout the week from 8 hours to 17 hours, except on days when teams will be relocating to the next registration center. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Your future can't wait. Why delay your dreams when you can fast-track your success at Curso University? March 10, 2025. Mark your calendar. Enroll in the following faculties: Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities, Business and Education, Department of Postgraduate Studies. For a limited time, get a 20% off discount on your first semester, making education more affordable. Plus, we offer a very flexible payment plan, 50% upfront to start, the rest to be paid in manageable monthly installments. Study full-time, distance, and online, making it perfect for in-service workers and international students too. Don't miss out. Call us now and secure your place. Curso University, meeting the educational needs of today.
Welcome back. Football Association of Zambia FAZ President Keith Mwemba has congratulated Power Dynamos and ZESCO United on qualifying for the group stages of the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup, respectively, describing the milestone as a major boost for Zambian football. Mr. Mwemba urged both clubs to go beyond the group stages, emphasizing the need for proper preparation and investment for management and sponsors to ensure continued success at continental level. He further reaffirmed commitment to reclaiming Zambia's 4 continental slots, noting that with adequate support, local teams have the potential to compete favorably across Africa. United Party for National Development, UPND Mandevu aspiring Member of Parliament Rose Josephat Kasikili has pledged to prioritize youth and sports development if elected to represent the constituency. Speaking to Muvi TV Sports News, Kasikili highlighted his active support for youths in Mandevu, including football, netball and hockey, noting that they personally assisted the national hockey team during the 2025 African Championship in Windhoek, Namibia. He further revealed that he sponsors women's netball tournaments in Chaisa, Kabanana, Ngwerere, and Chazanga, and announced plans to host the Kasikili tournament this year to promote talent identification in local communities.
Tournaments throughout Mandevu. I'll mention but a few. Raffle Chot Award, we've done countless tournaments. The Simple Colways FCs have been winning that tournament. We have done in Kabanana, where I come from, my home. We've done the tournaments just Kabanana ground next to Highland Primary School. We have done in Ngwerere Ward. We have done in Chaisa, we have done in Chazanga. We've sponsored sports, and the sports that we have done actually, it's all discipline. We have done soccer, we have done netball, we have done hockey. People will be interested to know that the national team for hockey, it actually comes from Mandevu, and we were part of the sponsors to the hockey team that went to participate and represent Zambia at the Hockey Africa Cup of Nations in Namibia. and I was fully involved, and I'm still very much involved with the hockey team for Zambia. That is Kaskidi in sports.
That item brings us to the end of the main news. A look at the top stories making headlines once again. President HICHILEMA urges unity in diversity at UCZ Dam on Jubilee. And teen dies after suspected accidental poisoning in NAKONDE district. Student unions urge youth to register as voters ahead of 2026 polls. And CHIPANGALI Council Chairperson criticizes government's treatment of opposition, calls for change. And sports news, FAS President challenges Power and ZESCO to aim higher at CAF qualifications. On that note, we come to the end of the main news. My name is Trace Mwansa. Stay tuned.